So miraculously, it's Friday, and I actually had my shit together this morning, and I got ready at home. I've just dropped some things off at Goodwill, and now I'm going to drop off a UPS package because I ordered a shirt on Hotlook, and I didn't love it. It was alright, but I didn't love the way I looked in it. So I'm going with this new philosophy that if I don't love something, I'm not buying it. So I'm sending it back to Hotlook, but I'm sending it back how do you say it? I'm sending it back for store credit, not for a refund on my card, because then you don't have to pay the return shipping, which is kind of nice. I'm in a slight bit of panic because I can't find my Marc Jacobs sunglasses anywhere, and I love them so much, and I just don't know what I could possibly have done with them. I don't understand. I am wearing Chanel's Vida Lumiere in Soft Bisque, I forget the number, Gala Black refillable mascara. I'm not going to refill it. Well, I don't know, maybe. We'll see. If they have it at duty free, I might. I don't know. We'll see. Because I do also love their Real, and it's a lot cheaper, I think. I'm not sure. Should check that out. And the new pink MAC blush I got that I can't for the life of me remember what's called. It's the mineralized one. Super Supreme Super Sheen MAC Super Sheen Lipstick Sheen Supreme in full speed. And I'm wearing a lip liner from MAC too. I'll tell you in a minute. And from the Naked Palette, Sin and Toasted with Nubile Paint Pot underneath. And there's a thin line of Make It Forever Aqualiner in like a purple on there. I didn't do a very good job of it. I was kind of in a hurry, and I shouldn't have done that. So I'm actually on the hunt for a blue liner today, because Wild Dove X thinks that would be a good look for me with a navy blue liner and mascara and like a neutral sort of lid. So I want to try it. Super busy week again. Got a lot of stuff done. A lot. I'm kind of ahead with videos, and I have a couple in the bank. I've edited a couple for next week already, and I'm trying to write sort of a schedule for what I'm going to be doing when I'm in New Zealand. I won't have a whole lot of upload data available to me, so I'm trying to do some video to have in the bank, and trying to so I can just release those. I'm going to upload them before I go, and then release them before for the right day, and then trying to sort of plan what kind of photos or posts I can do from there, because even if I get a decent connection, we're going to be working off a USB dongle over the 3G network, and I think that's 5 gigabytes or something. So yeah, I can refill it, but you know, it's internet anywhere other than America just can be extremely frustrating. It's just it can be really, really frustrating. I don't understand these limit things. I was listening to Kim on Ladies of Leet. If you're a gamer and you are a girl, or even if you're a gamer and you're a boy and you don't listen to the Ladies of Leet podcast, totally need to. Kim lives in Australia, and that's part of the reason why I started listening. She's an American who moved to Australia, and since I miss Australia so much sometimes, even though I love living where I do, I find it just awesome to listen to sort of her talk about things that affect her in being sort of an expat in Australia. I'm hoping she's going to be helping us out a little bit with Snap Post Vlog for a certain segment, but maybe I just jinxed it. She is a very busy woman. But so I was listening to her talk about Australia, and she wants one of these new Sony Play Vitas or whatever. They're like the new handheld from Sony, which sort of moves on from the PSP. And she was just complaining about how little data she would be allowed on if she got the 3G version for ridiculous amounts of money. I think she said it was like $50 for like 1.5 gig or some ridiculous thing. And it just reminded me that, like, in New Zealand, internet is, they think they've got it going on, but they don't know what it's like to have super high speed, unlimited data. And yeah, okay. So that was a slight digression, I think. Yeah. So anyway, I've been trying to get sort of organized in my head what kinds of things I'm going to be doing that week, and then the week before I go to New Zealand. So it's not this coming week, but the following week, I'm expecting to be super busy. So I'm trying to get stuff organized for that week as well. So I'm trying to stay a little bit ahead. I hope it's working. Had a super fun time recording the 5 for 5 for this week with Alachia, and ended up talking to her for, another hour afterwards. If you haven't watched her 5 for 5, her featured person video from today, which is Friday, I'm releasing this Saturday, so whatever. You have to go watch it. I love this girl. She's amazing. I don't know why she says she's weird. I find her amazing. She's an amazing woman, and talk about inspiring, and yeah, you should get to know her. You probably do already, but there you go. So I was listening to her talk about her architecture studies, and it reminded me that in my featured video, which was like a week ago, I surprised some people by something that I don't find surprising because I know it about myself, but I guess it is surprising if you don't know it about me. My level of education and my almost completed law degree and that sort of stuff. And I thought I would take today's confessional and sort of talk to you about how I feel about my education and why I'm not working. Have I done this before? Not to this extent, I don't think. So here's a UPS drop-off. So I'm just going to run it. I'm going to park at this handicap thing because, they don't offer a damn parking spot for the UPS box for just drop-off, which is just ridiculous. Okay, and now I'm driving to the mall, but I'm going to go to the Pets. Well, it depends what time I get there. They open at 10. I have a little list of what I am allowed to buy. Navy eyeliner and mascara. I want to look at Clinique's Even Better foundation. And I want to look at bronzers. I'm also allowed to look at jeans and bathing suits. I'm allowed to look at clothes in general. Because I need some. I just threw out I just donated like 1 billion bags worth. As you will see in my upcoming closet reorganization video. I can't remember right now what day I've scheduled it for. I've got a schedule for a month ahead, which I just explained why. Okay, and so I thought I'd explain. So when I'm 41 now, I have a 15-year-old who has a girlfriend. Oh my God! So I would never have thought in a million years. I need to meet her. Hubby has met her, but I have not, and I need to. So why did I go to this UPS drop box? Okay, if you can see a mall in my windows at all while I'm driving now, it's like the shittiest mall on the planet. It has like really, really low ceilings. It's crap stores. No one's in there, so it's dirty. They really need to just get rid of the whole thing and build a new one, or build a park or something, because I really don't mind driving to the 15 minutes or whatever to Park Meadows, so that I can go to a nice mall that has nice stores and has high ceilings and whatever. So I'm driving those miles to get there instead of, you get the general idea. So when I went to college, I started as business administration student. Why is another story. And then I switched majors to English, and I transferred. I took a break, and then I took up my degree in Bergen in Norway a year later, and continued studying English, and I got my master's in English. And if it wasn't because I got married, just almost as as I was writing my thesis for my master's, I got married and we moved to Abu Dhabi, and I finished my thesis remotely, and I flew back to Bergen to defend my thesis. But if it hadn't been for that, I got married and had a kid instantly. Not because I got married, but because of my life situation. I mean, I had a kid instantly, but that was sort of tied up to the fact that I was going to be an expat for a long time, I thought, and we were living in the Middle East, and for me to get work permits and jobs and whatever would have been really difficult, but we wanted to be together, and that was my husband's job and whatever. So but if it hadn't been for all that, I would probably have applied for doctorates, and I would have gone on to become an academic. Like, I really wanted to be in that academic ivory tower. Part of me still wants that, part of me still thinks that would be wonderful, but then again, I hate the politics of academia. I really do. My politics really don't fit in with academia, especially in liberal arts circles. And I know how much I would hate that. But so I would have gone on to do my PhD and become an academic. I even applied and got into a few doctoral programs when we were living in Houston. I did the whole graduate admissions thing again, and then applied, and I got in, and I was about to start in the fall of 2003, but then we had this amazing offer to move to Australia, and frankly we hated Houston. No offense, Texans, even most Texans hate Houston. And we had this offer with my husband's work to move to Australia, so I turned down that offer and we moved to Australia. And then I sort of had time to think about whether that was what I really wanted, and decided maybe not. So I decided the way to figure out if that's what I really wanted after all was once I became an Australian citizen. You didn't know that, did you? I had dual citizenship. Well, I shouldn't say too much about that, actually. But after I became an Australian citizen, I could apply to university in Australia. And these are my new Target sunglasses, which I got in an emergency once, and I'm glad I have, because yeah. So it's kind of weird talking about my academic career like this. There's so many factors that went into all these decisions. It's sort of, I guess talking about them makes me sort of crystallize the events of what happened and the reasoning behind them, and it's weird to know. It's hard to know if I'm crystallizing these things, with the benefit of hindsight, or if they were really things I felt at the time, or if it's just like how I'm justifying the decisions in hindsight. I don't. Memory has weird things, and the human mind has weird ways of dealing with stuff like that. Anyway, so I decided, after we'd been there 2 years, I could go to university in Australia, and I decided that I wanted to test the waters of the English department and see if that's really what I wanted after all. So I went back and did an honors degree on Chaucer, and first some medieval literature in general, and then Chaucer, a thesis on Chaucer's writings, actually more on a scribe, and whether parts of The Wife of Bath were written by him or his scribe. And loved it, absolutely loved it a lot, but couldn't see a place for me in the doctoral program at the University of Adelaide or anywhere else in Adelaide that wouldn't suffocate me politically. There were already 2 medieval studies professors there. There was no way that my husband would be moving towns in Australia. Santos is in Adelaide, or Brisbane, but it's not like Brisbane is at the heart of academia. So something I'd always wanted to do, or always thought I might like to do, was study law. I'm kind of a lifelong student right now. I'll get to that. So I feel bad when you can't see my eyes. I hate when people have sunglasses on when they're talking, but if it gets too bright, I'll put them on again. So I decided to apply to the law program, and oh my God, I loved it. Loved law, and loved constitutional law and criminal law in particular. I guess with someone with sort of libertarian leanings, those are probably not libertarian leanings. I am very libertarian, like the real John Stuart Mill kind, not the Tea Party kind, like fundamentally a libertarian. And constitutional law and criminal law sort of very much cater to those leanings, and criminology in particular is very interesting. And I interned for a barrister, a criminal defense barrister, for a whole case. I was like his lackey for a whole case of. It was an attempted murder trial. It was actually the guy didn't die, so it was an attempted murder trial. Which was fascinating, so interesting. so fun. But as the last year was looming, I was doing really well too. As the last year was looming, the last year in the Australian law program is all practical procedure and stuff, and which I would have loved to have done, but I started realizing that if I was going to go into the workforce as a lawyer, I would be, and here comes the crux of what I was going to tell you about in the first place today, I would be competing with young 20-year-olds. I was in my late 30s by now, remember, mid to late 30s, with kids at home. I would be competing with people in their early 20s for positions, for entering jobs in the job market. And they were, people who are fresh out of law school, young Australians fresh out of law school are willing to work 12, 13, 14-hour days. That wasn't something I was interested in at all. I am not interested in having a job that is considered a career. I'm not interested in working long hours or being expected to work long hours. I am not even remotely interested in having a job where they can dictate how much vacation time I can have. So while I loved studying law, I realized that I really didn't want to be a lawyer. Not on a career sort of basis. You know, I'd love to intern again or volunteer again, maybe, but they don't take you seriously when you're not sort of interested in having a real job. The reason I am not interested in having a real job is because of the way because of the way we sort of organized our life and the way our life works, we're able to take a lot of vacations and do a lot of traveling, and I'm able to be with the kids whenever I want. I'm able to create stuff on my own schedule. I'm able to study photography and practice photography on my own time schedule. I am able to take off at a moment's notice to Telluride with my husband or for a photography class without worrying about getting the time off. I'm able to go to New Zealand once a year and then another vacation once a year and go to Paris in September because I don't have a job that ties me down like that. And I realize, I think it's important to read, and a good thing that I realize this about myself, that I'm really not interested in having a career that will interfere with those parts of my life that I really, really have come to enjoy and appreciate. So I didn't finish the law degree. A lot of times now I still think, I'd love to go back to university and perhaps do history. Or lately I've been really interested in chemistry and pharmacology. The hubby says I should just do it. I mean, who cares if it's for a job or not? But an education in America is an expensive thing. And we're already saving for the kids' education. So I feel, and he's doing his doctorate himself, so we're already paying like a lot of money for education in our family. And I guess I don't feel like it's important enough for me right now to add that to my life. Maybe I will at some point go back and study pharmacology, or pharmacology is incredibly interesting, or nuclear physics, or I don't know. I don't like math that much. I can do math. I did like calculus 3 in college, but I just don't think I'd want to. Or I could do accounting or history. I would love to go back to school and do any of those things, but I'm not interested. I looked into going to, community college. I don't want to go to evening classes. See, that interferes with my lifestyle as well. I mean, I'm used to being home with my husband and kids, and in the evenings, if I'm going to go back to school, I want it to be during the day when I'm not with, other people, and it wouldn't, like change my lifestyle that much. Like the life I've built with my husband, it wouldn't interfere with that. It'd be like, well, yeah. So I don't know. But so anyway, so that's why I have all the education. This is sort of the story of my education, story of my lack of a career, and many people who know me or think they know me well can't believe that I'm happy without the career. Something I talk about with Alachia all the time. It's like a favorite pet peeve of mine, that like people think they know what I want. And the thing is, I know myself enough to know that I want the life that I have with my husband, the travel, and the life where I can go and take my photography on the road. I can go to New Zealand. I can go wherever, whenever I want. I value that more than I value a career, and they can't believe that I'm not happy because they consider me an intelligent, educated woman. They can't believe that I'm happy not having that career, but the thing is, I consciously make the decision not to have the career every single time. They were like ecstatic when I went to law school. They thought that would meant that like I would become like this high-powered career lawyer or something, but that's not why I went to law school. I went to law school because I find the law fascinating. I find criminology, criminal law, and constitutional law fascinating. I want to know more about it. I want to, I consider myself quite knowledgeable about Australian constitutional law. Not an expert by any means, because I only took, con law, but I find that those aspects of the law just it's so interesting, and I want to be able to talk about them in an intelligent manner, and I want to understand what's happening in those fields, and not because I necessarily want the job. The job I don't need the recognition. I don't need a paycheck. Gosh, I sound like Mitt Romney. I have many friends who own NASCAR cars. No, I'm in a very fortunate position that I don't need the money. So why would I restrict my life in that way when I don't have to? There you go. Coming up this week from me, you will have, let's see, my current exercise regime and a review of Your Shape 2012 for the Connect. And you'll get a cooking lesson. Cooking lesson. You'll see me cook lasagna. The lasagna a la strumpet. What do I have Tuesday? Oh my God. Have I forgotten Tuesday? Oh, I have an outfit of the day. I forget. I have stuff. I promise, there's stuff. And you can look forward to it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying, if you're watching Snap Post Vlog, I hope you're enjoying it. If not, check it out. Or not. But there's a lot of fun stuff there. If you're interested in contributing in any way, please drop us a line at snapppostvlog at gmail.com. Snapppostvlog at gmail.com. You can see that at snapppostvlog. And me personally, you can find it on Google Plus at all times. gplus.2/strumpet101, and I'm Strumpet 101 everywhere. Flickr, Twitter, email. I also have a website, strumpet101.com, but that's basically just a Tumblr blog. I have a lot of Tumblr blogs, various ones. You can see them all on about.me/strumpet101. So that's my shameful plug. I am at the mall. See if I can stick to what I'm actually allowed to buy at Sephora today. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful day whenever you're watching this. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.